In the annals of history, there are few figures whose legacy stands the test of time as impressively as Marcus Aurelius. A Roman emperor, a philosopher, a leader, and a man of exceptional character, Marcus Aurelius's reign is often regarded as one of the most enlightened periods in Roman history. But why was Marcus Aurelius considered the best of his time? What made him stand out not just as a ruler, but as an individual whose thoughts and actions resonate through the centuries? In this video, we'll dive deep into the life of Marcus Aurelius and explore why his legacy continues to inspire us today. Marcus Aurelius was born in 121 AD into a prominent Roman family, part of the elite class that shaped the future of the empire. His father, Marcus Annius Verus, was a respected senator, and his mother, Domitia Lucilla, came from a wealthy background. From a young age, Marcus showed immense promise, not only in his education but in his character. Unlike many of his peers, he was not raised in the opulence of a life of luxury. Instead, his early life was marked by discipline and the pursuit of knowledge. By the age of 12, Marcus began his education under the tutelage of the finest teachers, which included philosophers and experts in rhetoric, law, and literature. His studies were intense and multifaceted, laying the foundation for the Stoic philosophy that would later guide his reign. In a time when emperors were often groomed for power through military conquest and political maneuvering, Marcus Aurelius stood out for his dedication to intellectual development and moral growth. His path to power wasn't without its challenges. He was adopted by his relative, Emperor Antoninus Pius, at the age of 17. An unusual and strategic move that marked the beginning of his ascent. The adoption by Antoninus was a clear sign that Marcus was being prepared to take on the weight of the empire's leadership. By 161 AD, when Antoninus passed away, Marcus Aurelius was declared Emperor of Rome. Yet, despite his adoption and eventual rise to power, Marcus never sought the throne for personal gain. His humility and sense of duty were deeply ingrained in him from his formative years. He had not yearned for power, but had accepted it as a responsibility, one that demanded wisdom, integrity, and a commitment to the greater good. While Marcus Aurelius may have been born into a world of power, his greatest legacy is found not in his political triumphs, but in his philosophical mindset. As a Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius was driven by a personal commitment to live virtuously, follow reason, and cultivate inner peace regardless of the external chaos around him. His deep philosophical beliefs shaped not only his personal life, but also his approach to governance. One of Marcus's most remarkable traits was his ability to balance his duties as emperor with his commitment to self-improvement and wisdom. His famous work, Meditations, written during his military campaigns, offers us a rare glimpse into the mind of an emperor who was not only concerned with ruling the empire, but with perfecting his own character. Meditations was never intended for publication. It was simply a series of personal reflections that Marcus wrote down to help himself stay grounded. In this work, we find timeless pieces of Stoic wisdom, such as, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These words echo a central tenet of Stoicism, the idea that true freedom comes not from controlling the world around you, but from mastering your own thoughts and reactions. As emperor, Marcus sought to embody these Stoic virtues. He was known for his self-control, discipline, and constant striving for moral excellence. Unlike many leaders who were consumed by their own ego or who sought power for the sake of glory, Marcus Aurelius believed that the purpose of life was not to seek personal happiness or recognition, but to serve the greater good. His personal example was a beacon of virtue, and his reign was marked by a dedication to justice, fairness, and a sense of moral duty. Even when confronted with the immense pressures of being emperor, Marcus Aurelius never lost sight of the importance of humility and virtue. He understood that the true measure of a leader was not in their wealth, military victories, or public accolades, but in their ability to remain virtuous and rational, regardless of the challenges they faced. Marcus Aurelius ascended to the throne during a time of considerable turmoil for the Roman Empire. His reign was plagued by internal strife, external invasions, and political unrest. The empire was beset by war, famine, and disease, and during much of his rule, Marcus found himself at the head of a state at war with various tribes and forces on the frontiers. Perhaps the most notable of these wars was the Marcomannic Wars, a series of military campaigns fought on the northern borders of the empire. The wars, lasting from 166 to 180 AD, were among the most challenging in Roman history. Marcus Aurelius spent much of his reign leading his troops in the field, battling the Germanic tribes and ensuring the survival of the Roman Empire. What sets Marcus apart, however, is his response to these crises. He was not the typical emperor who sent generals and administrators to deal with challenges. Instead, Marcus actively engaged with his military, taking part in campaigns himself and demonstrating a remarkable level of resilience and leadership. Even in the face of great adversity, Marcus was unwavering in his commitment to the empire and its people. Despite the constant warfare, Marcus's reign was also marked by a sense of stability and progress within the empire. He enacted a series of legal reforms, worked to ensure the well-being of the Roman people, and was known for his moderate and rational approach to governance. His leadership during these turbulent times allowed the Roman Empire to not only survive, but to emerge from the crises stronger and more unified. Marcus Aurelius's reign ultimately ended in 180 AD, after which his son, Commodus, succeeded him. Unfortunately, the reign of Commodus is often seen as a tragic reversal of the ideals and principles Marcus had worked so hard to embody. Where Marcus was wise, virtuous, and committed to the welfare of the empire, Commodus was infamous for his cruelty, excess, and incompetence. Many historians argue that the decline of the Roman Empire began with the poor leadership of Commodus, which highlighted just how rare and valuable the qualities of Marcus Aurelius were. However, despite this, Marcus's legacy lived on. His influence as a philosopher king remains profound to this day. Meditations continues to be a touchstone for those seeking to live more mindful, purposeful lives. His thoughts on leadership, responsibility, and personal integrity offer timeless wisdom that transcends the boundaries of history. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius's character and leadership serve as a model for those in positions of power. His life is a reminder that greatness is not measured by the extent of one's power or wealth, but by one's ability to live according to higher principles and to serve others selflessly. He demonstrated that true power lies in wisdom, virtue, and resilience, qualities that are just as essential today as they were in ancient Rome. So, Why was Marcus Aurelius the best of his time? It was not because he was a conqueror, a military genius, or an all-powerful emperor. It was because he embodied the virtues that all true leaders must aspire to: wisdom, humility, resilience, and integrity. In a world filled with corruption, ego, and ambition, Marcus stood apart as a ruler who sought not personal glory, but the greater good of his people. His reign was marked by a commitment to reason, justice, and virtue, and his philosophy continues to inspire generations to live lives of meaning and purpose. Marcus Aurelius was, and still is, a model for all who seek to live virtuously and lead with wisdom. His example proves that the best leaders are not those who dominate others, but those who serve with honor, act with integrity, and live according to their highest ideals. In a time of crisis, Marcus Aurelius rose to the occasion and showed that true greatness comes from within. And that, my friends, is why Marcus Aurelius was the best of his time.